Hi everyone. I'm going to do my best to take everything that we learned during this lesson on respiration and its function and try and connect the dots in a way that's applicable. One of the best ways I thought to do it was to apply this to something personal, and that's speaking while running or exercising. And then kind of in the lessons, we learned a lot about speaking while exercising, running, and then in high altitudes. And so that made me think back to this summer. My brother-in-law and I went to Manitou Springs in Colorado, and we decided at the last minute to take on the incline. The incline is a straight up trail that's less than a mile long, and you gain 2,000 feet of elevation. It goes from 6,500 feet to 8,500 feet. And right away, before you even start the trail, you just already notice that you're at these really high altitudes. You're sitting higher than Denver, and it's hard to breathe just walking around the parking lot. So this was extremely strenuous. On top of that, we had to do a lot of communicating on the trail. It's very technical, and it requires a lot of communication about your next step, where we're going, encouraging each other, taking breaks, etc. And so kind of taking everything we've learned and applying it to that during these strenuous activities. A lot of muscles we learned are at play during this, your intercostal muscles, and then especially your diaphragm, which actually, when it expands down and goes from being this dome shape to flat, it's extending the thoracic cavity and allowing the volume and capacity of our lungs to expand, which is great. During speaking and breathing and respiration, inhalation, exhalation, during these strenuous activities, especially at high altitudes, we go from our resting intake, so inhalation and exhalation, which is about 15 times a minute, and it now turns over to 40 to 60 times a minute you are inhaling and exhaling. So that's a huge increase, more than quadruple the resting breathing rate. We learned about the drive to breathe and speaking, so I think this is really applicable when hiking, climbing a mountain, the incline, or running while speaking. So this occurs during exercise in high elevations. And under these conditions, speech is associated with this great ventilation. And so we talked about ventilation, which is inhaling and exhaling. Your velum is actually open, allowing for a lot of oxygen to be passing. You have fewer syllables per breath and a higher than usual airflow. So when you're talking, your enunciation of things doesn't sound as well as it would if you were resting or having a normal conversation. And then there's non-phonated expirations. And then obviously there's larger than usual lung volume and abdominal wall excursions. So that was in the slide. I took that all from the slide, but that was really helpful in applying that to this. So I hope that helps.